They have had a great weekend. Of course, the spring football game, part of the festivities early, and now they're all here. So it's going to be a big one. And as we said, the last couple years, it's been 1-goal games that Maryland has won against Ohio State. So the Buckeyes trying to get a big win in front of their alumni at home against kind of a nemesis team here in Maryland.
Good start for Maryland with Shea Keithler getting that opening faceoff. You always want to try to get that first possession, get the ball to your offense, let them get a feel for the defense, and try to get your team that first goal.
Whittier with the pass and the finish for Maryland as they get that first goal. You asked for the first goal, Zim, and Maryland delivers the first goal. I believe it's Daniel Kelly.
Daniel Kelly, number 45. He's an excellent off-ball player. Son of a coach, Brian Kelly, coaches at Calvert Hall College High School. Just knows how to get open, see him pop out, feels the check, takes the shot. Good placement between the legs. Nice start for the Terps offense. The opportunities that they have, all the things you want them to take with them as they go through life after playing lacrosse at Maryland.
Coach Tillman 10-3 against the Buckeyes as Fayak read that one perfectly.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good shot. High to high. Fayak's going to eat that up all day. You got to change the plane of your shot.
Quick transition, quick shot, and the Buckeyes have tied it. Greg Langermeyer, the senior from Westlake, Ohio, St. Ignatius High School's made it 1-1.
You know, this is where the bad shot comes into play. It's an easy pick for the goalkeeper. Easy pick for the goalkeeper. He picks it up, looks right back to where the shot comes from. Langermeyer comes down the field with it. He's just an outstanding player, does all the little things well. He was a walk-on, and now he's considered by Coach Meyer the pushing from the rear. Good call by the officials. Up to 30 seconds penalty time now for the Ohio State man-up.
Yeah, look at this man-up offense and man-down defense. Something's got to give.
Maryland number 2 in the nation, man-down defense. Maryland's a very disciplined team. They have 12 penalties for the season, 12 penalties for 8 minutes. That adds up to 4 personal 1-minute fouls and 8 technical fouls. That's unheard of.
All about the discipline, and then the finish for the Buckeyes as the Buckeyes looking good here. Ryan Donnery, the grad student, makes it 2-1 Buckeyes.
Nice job by the man up. Right, they're in a little bit of a 3-3. Donnery loves his left hand, knows how to get him open inside, turns and fires the ball. Hard for a goalkeeper to pick that up when you.
So Ben Mayer, the senior, coming out of the game.
Both coaches really want to. They expressed this on our conference calls. They really want to limit the turnovers, the unforced errors.
Saw Nick Myers, a graduate from Springfield, in his 17th year. Like Coach Tillman, loves his job, does incredible work. It is Alumni Day. There are hundreds of alumni here. That shot gets by Fayak, and Maryland has tied it 2-2.
Matthew Keegan with the goal. 6 feet 175, loves his left hand. That's one that I think Fayak would like to get back. Wasn't a great shot. You see it here. Rebounded off his leg. All right, got in there. Big goal for Maryland.
Focus of our State Farm State of Success. What a wonderful game that was. So many 1-goal games between these two teams. Most of them won by Maryland. The Buckeyes hoping to switch that.
So we just had a face-off violation. And the new rule for 2025 is that if you violate on a face-off, you cannot take the next face-off. So that's a big deal. And face-off guys, you know, they have to be patient, they have to be disciplined, and wait for that whistle.
So Maryland now with a 3-2 advantage on face-offs. Now have a chance to take a 3-2 lead, and they do. Kept it low. And a perfect finish for Maryland, as coming in with the goal, Daniel Kelly has done it again.
Daniel Keller is a left-hand sniper. Needs his left hand to be successful. And again, he's dangerous inside, but here he shows that he can bounce off, and just a very, very well-placed shot, low and away. Gets his hands.
Try to make it a 2-goal game for the first time. $20 now. This is when they press go. Decent defense. Panic though from Maryland.
Good ball movement.
Behind the cage, good feed, great move, and a great finish. Incredible work by Maryland's number 7, Eric Spanos. You called it. The senior from Pennsylvania has made it 4-2 Terps.
Eric Spanos is an exceptional player. Again, it all starts with the save down the other end of the field. Routine save for McNaney. Gets the ball going up the other field. But this is Eric Spanos. When he gets the ball, he's not satisfied with a 15-yarder. Great face dodge. Great face dodge. Puts it low and away against the right-handed goalie. That is as good as it gets.
So Eric saw his teammate Daniel Kelly get to 20 goals, and so up steps number 7. He's now at 20 goals as well. So 2 Terps players now with 20 goals on the season. And both of them scoring number 20. And this one, no! Are you kidding me? No, they'll say the shot clock was over in the final seconds. Maryland that close to making it 5, and was just a tad too late from Jack McDonald, one of the captains. Look at this. You got the clock there, ground ball picked up, straight downhill, and yeah, definitely too late.
And up.
Turner gives it up to Sheehan, who drew the 32nd foul against Maryland.
This is a good strategy.
Situation now down to 5 seconds. Can the Buckeyes get a shot off with the man-up advantage? They can't, as Maryland now all even, full strength. So well done by Maryland.
Real nice strategy. That time Maryland shut off Alex Marinier, the big goal scorer.
Oh, what a finish. Sliding right in front, Ed Sheehan.
This is a good example, Dean, of even though you don't get the goal with your man up, you know, you stay with it. And I think Maryland kind of had trouble reorganizing after the man down situation was over. Ohio State kept attacking and found the inside. That's where you want to find the ball, inside, high shooter. Can't blame him for that. 40 goals.
40 goals and 2 assists coming in for Marinier. Donnery's got 1. Sheehan's got 1. Langermeyer's got 1. Those are the 3 goals for the Buckeyes. 4 from Maryland, including 2 from Kelly. Spanos has 1. Keegan has 1, and now Maryland has another one as they get it by Fayak. And the goal coming from number 36, Matthew Keegan. So Keegan's got 2 now.
Keegan, really nice placement on that shot, and good ball moving by the Maryland offense. They're very unselfish. They don't care who scores the goal. They just want to score goals as a unit. Then Keegan gets his left hand, which he wants, and a nice little hesitation move. May have thrown Fayak off a little bit. Little hitch, gets his hands free, and the high bouncer. You gotta love the high bouncer in the game of lacrosse. You know, we're seeing big, strong athletes play, but you know they're human. And a big game like this, a sellout crowd, you know, they still may be trying to get a feel for one another at this point in the game. But you know, normally that's the first quarter. Now it's time to play.
The Terps trying to double up the lead against the number 2 Buckeyes. 25 seconds on the shot clock, and a sizzler there coming from Bryce Ford the grad student transfer from Fairfield, has made it 6-3 Terps.
Ohio State does not like to slide to their short sticks. They have confidence in their short sticks and the job they do on defense. That time, Bryce Ford again, patient, had the matchup. That's that first move that we're looking for, and he comes back and he wants his left. You got to know that as a defensive player. What is your opponent's strength? But when you're inside, you want to fake high, shoot low. That time he gave a little twitch, fake high, but he shot it high. High to low inside.
If you're Nick Myers, you're a little concerned because Fayak has had to make 6 saves, a lot of them spectacular, and yet your team is still down by 3, Zim. Without Fayak, Maryland is way far ahead. Fayak dialed in, but he can't do it alone. He's got to see his offense put a run together. And this one will get by Fayak, perfectly placed by number 5, Jack Schultz, the freshman from Ridgewood, New Jersey, as Maryland's got great veterans, players that have been there 6 years, and they've got first-year players that come in game ready.
Not bad for a freshman. Jack Schultz, 6 feet 190. Another good athlete playing the game of lacrosse. And again, nothing's fancy. Just takes a good first move. And really, just an unbelievable. Again, Maryland in a make-it-take-it situation. His first midfield is playing very well for the Terps.
Shot clock at 25. Ohio State needs to lock it down. Ground ball picked back up by Maryland. Shot clock at 15.
Ford again.
Oh, the opening and then the finish. You said it, Bryce Ford again, as Ford now has 2 and 3 Terps have 2 as Fayak. Nothing he can do on that one. It's all Maryland right now with a 5-goal lead.
Again, just a freshman, but knows how to use his body. How did he score that goal? He got into his defender, pushed him towards the inside, which opened up his hands. We'll see it right in here. Squares his man up, just a quick first move and that hesitation. And again, the overhand bouncer, low angle, beautiful goal.
Second goal of the game for Ford and 15th of the season.
One thing I've play for the last shot. 13's the initiator, but again, trying to draw a slide and then move the ball. Ball moves quicker than any player on the field. Here they go.
Ten seconds remaining in the first half.
Oh, that's a quality look.
Clock is stopped at 7.8. A lot can happen, as we've seen already in this matchup between two superpowers. 6 seconds behind the cage. Good feed, pass, and a finish. Wow, Maryland with a cherry on top here at the end of the first half. Whittier, who you've talked a lot about, with the goal.
It's a classic pick and roll. I like what Maryland did during that timeout. You know, they were organized and they had something to go to on offense. Here's the pick, clean pick, and the roll. And a nice fake low and shoot high that time by Whittier.
Of the program.
Just nice, unselfish ball movement.
Penn State, by the way, leading Johns Hopkins by a score of 10-4. It's over. Penn State beat them. It's a final.
Well, you know, Hopkins, they have goalie problems. They've had some injured goalies. And Melendez, Russell Melendez, their top scorer, hasn't played in over a month because of an injury, and I think he's out for the season.
Sidewinder, and 10 goals now in the game, and an early one for Maryland, as everything getting by the big Tasty right here. And Maryland so close to tasting a big victory after losing to Rutgers in their last game. It's been all Terps here, Zim.
It's Keegan again. He's having a terrific game. Wants that left hand. And again, you got to know your personnel. One thing an offensive player will do, they'll drive hard to their weak hand and then come back to the inside to get a better angle. You got to know he's a left-hander and keep pushing him down the side. The offense is moving the ball around the perimeter, but always checking the inside for number 10. He's a right-hander, so you would want to attack from this side. There it is.
Caleb Fyack. Again, they tried to. You're right. They're aiming for that 5-hole every time, trying to get it between the legs of number 18.
There's the skip.
Wow, smoke for Maryland. Spanos has 2. He's got 2. Ford's got 2. Kelly's got 2. Keegan's got 3. Maryland raining goals, spoiling the alumni day party for the number 2 team in the country. It's Maryland 11-3.
And they're mixing up their shots. You know, we talked about the 5-hole. They look low, shoot high. But what happens here is Maryland gets the skip pass. And you can't allow a skip pass when you're playing man down. The stick was low. The pass gets through. Now the rotation is one behind. Great shot, great finish by Spanos. For this team, you don't go 11-1 by chance. This is a good team. Maryland's just playing phenomenal lacrosse right now.
Yeah, they really are. Have not seen every game from Maryland, but it's got to be one of their best games all season long, especially coming off a loss against Rutgers. The crowd looking for anything to cheer. It went off the cage. The rebound finished by Ohio State right when they needed it, and the goal comes to Dylan McGee, the junior.
Oh, that's a way to stay on it. You know, shot hits the pipe. McGee's in a good position, gets a first-time ground ball, and finishes. Big goal for Ohio State.
Ohio State stops the bleeding as they get goal number 4. First off the cage, loose pickup, steps into it, and the finish for the Buckeyes in front of a massive crowd, but a lot of work to do for Ohio State.
And you're going to get high-quality shots.
Seems like a long ways away, but reminding you that if Ohio State could win this game, they would clinch at least a share of the Big Ten regular season title. Right now, they are not thinking about that. They're thinking about how can we claw back into this game. Naney.
You know, you saw Ohio State hang the Maryland defenseman, but Maryland plays it really well. The goalie comes out, they work together, and they get that ball to somebody else's stick. Oh, another rebound goal. Nice job by the Buckeyes.
You caught it, as it's now 11-5, back-to-back goals. Record crowd. They are still counting up the final numbers, and Ohio State treats this record crowd to back-to-back goals.
Ben Mayer, again, you know, you got to stay with it. You got to stay with the play. The rebound, Mayer's all over it. Pretty good team. Just today, Maryland's a better team.
Well, that's kind of the way Coach Tillman explained that loss against Rutgers. Both good teams, but on that day, Rutgers was just the better team. On this day, Maryland has been the better team. This game's certainly not over, but there is the proverbial lot of wood to chop here, I think, for the Buckeyes, Zim.
Yep, but they're a team that can do it.
They do it, and a score quickly for the Buckeyes. Ed Sheehan gets one back for Ohio State.
Yeah,
Are they waving this off?
There's no quitting this zone.
Yeah.
In this Buckeye team. That's going to be a good goal. No quit. Again, you don't get to 11-1 and not have 60 minutes of heart and hustle in your squad. Sheehan does a nice job keeping his man focused on the ball. You know, offensively, if you can keep your
time, 11:35 remaining here in the fourth. Coach Tillman. Now, he's a great coach, but he also has, like you, a pretty impressive coaching tree that is working some magic, including his former DC, who has done a great job at Michigan.
He sure has. Bobby Benson up at Providence.
Shot low and finished by the Buckeyes as Ohio State sizzling it. Dylan McGee right there, the junior. We mentioned Greg Bice from Texas. He's from Texas, and the lead is only 4 right now with a mountain of time left.
Chipping away. Buckeyes are chipping away. Just a good first move. Again, once his left hand, it's in the scouting report. You got to take that away. A little confusion on who's playing who there. Got to communicate on defense.
10 saves for Fayok. You mentioned lacrosse players playing football. Your reigning national champs Notre Dame has had a few of them, and then we've also seen lacrosse players play basketball like Pat Spencer, Northwestern, who pretty sure he's playing in the NBA now. I mean, what a story.
He is.
Shot from Maryland, gets it by Fayok, and Maryland with the answer. They needed it. Bryce Ford.
Again.
Yep, so Ford now with 3 to join Keegan with 3. And there are 4 players with multiple goals for the Terps.
Again, Maryland needed to stop the bleeding. All the momentum had shifted to Ohio State. Bryce Ford steps up big to get the hat trick. Good first move. It's all about that first move. Lose your man early. Now the defense has to slide. Nobody slid. Good overhand shot. Well placed. Big goal for the Terps. From which to give up a shot. So let's see how they handle that.
'18th all-time meeting with Maryland holding a 14-3 series advantage. Last season, number 9 Maryland pulled out an 8-7 victory over Ohio State. That was on April 6th.
Oh, great play. That's a terrific play. Well designed, well executed.
The goal for the Buckeyes coming from Garrett Haas.
Little different formation that time by Ohio State's man up. They started and went to a circle, and a circle means you have to now pre-rotate. They didn't pick it up. Watch a sneak here. Haas very good at sneaking in front of the goal. Took his time. Little fake, high to low. I love the way he took his time. Gave that one fake, make Nick Naney commit. Shot the ball low, and he shot. Here's the double team.
In front of him! In front of him!
30 seconds left here. Ohio State never giving up. The cage is open though, and the finish there. The final salt in the wound here. Another victory for Maryland in Columbus, where they'll go to 6-1 all time against the Buckeyes. A 5-goal lead here.
Nice job by Maryland handling the double team. Good ball movement.